this is definitely something that I would say would make a pretty good pet.
Now, do these come in any different types of colors, or how big do they end up getting?
On average, they're going to be about 2 foot long head to tail. And as for different colors, it depends. What I've realized lately is for some reason people are starting to breed, and they breed for colors. And I won't say for some reason. They do it because it's so pretty, and the look and the status of it, I guess, of having something completely different. So there's some that are bright orange and other different colors. But this one here, this is just your very typical average bearded dragon. We don't look for special colors. We don't look for anything like that. We get animals in and we take care of them. We make sure they're happy and healthy, and that's fine. We find good homes for most of them as well. So this is a bearded dragon. Like I said, he's Pete. He's probably about 2 years old or so right now.
Well, Pete's very mellow, so I think this would make a good pet. Yeah.
Very much so. This is Salazar. He's a Burmese python, and we rescued him a couple years ago from a kid who had him as a pet and wasn't feeding him quite enough. He was actually being fed only one mouse every week or 2 weeks. So when we got him in, he was not even 5 feet long. He was about 3 years old as far as we knew. He should be eating, and he does eat now. He eats rabbits, so he had to eat quite a bit more. Pardon me while I arrange him. Pretty docile guy, but again, as we talk about animals that do not make good pets, this one has to go definitely to somebody who knows what they're doing. This is not a beginner pet whatsoever. He is big enough and strong enough that if he wanted to wrap around me, he could kill me. So, you got to take your precautions. We don't handle him alone. There's always someone around when we handle him. We do have the safety measures in place if something were to happen. But he's fine. He won't hurt you. As long as you don't smell like a rabbit. You're okay.
So he will not bite me. You are correct.
I hope not. No, he won't bite you. You don't smell like a rabbit. You don't smell like any chicken or anything, so we're good to go. You need to hold him?
I will try, yes.
Okay.
All right, so he's wrapped around me. Does that mean he likes me?
Yeah, he loves you.
Okay.
What he's doing right now, you're going to feel him on your neck.
Okay.
You're going to feel him on your neck. You're going to feel him on your neck. What he's doing is just holding on. He doesn't want to fall, but he's nice and safe. He's pretty happy about it.
I feel much braver than Frank Marzullo. Frank, if you're watching this, I just outed you.
Yeah, I hope not. He's a good guy. All right.
Now, how much does he weigh?
He's probably about 35, 45 pounds, maybe a little more. It's just he's so long that it gets kind of tiresome holding him up all the time, but that's all right.
It's definitely a good workout, having to support him.
Yeah, it's better enough.
All right, so tell us about this turtle right here.
Okay, this here is an African sulcata tortoise. Her name is Peekaboo. She's roughly about 3 years old or so. And this is the third largest tortoise species in the world. So somebody who went out to a pet store, wanted to get a turtle, went ahead and bought this turtle from some local pet store. I'm not sure where exactly, but the pet store itself actually made her look really cute and pretty. They put stickers on her back of rainbows and palm trees and things. And so the family picked her up. And she grew, which was fine, because she was very tiny when she was born. She kept getting bigger, and then when she was about 2/3 this size, the family contacted me and said, hey, can you tell me what kind of tortoise I have? And when I told them, she realized how big she'd get, which she's going to get to be roughly 2, maybe 2.5 foot across, if not bigger. She can weigh anywhere from 100 to 150 pounds or more. She's going to live roughly 80 to maybe 100 years, 150 years. She went ahead and she dropped her off because she's going to get incredibly big. I mean, she'll outlive me, no problem. But she's amazing. She's got a great personality. This is one of the animals that we actually have. Because she needs so much room to roam in the wild, she'll actually walk miles looking for food. We let her roam around upstairs during the day. So as you're sitting there working in your office, I'd have a tortoise walk by looking for food. So she's pretty cool, and she's very healthy now. She shouldn't necessarily have these spikes, this pyramiding going on her shell, but that should even out over the next several years because of the sunlight and everything. So.
Now, have you thought about at all the animals that outlive you, what's going to end up happening to them?
At this point, hopefully I'll still be around for a while, but when the time comes, as of now, they're going to be going to our kids. But yeah, I mean, our kids show a pretty heavy interest in the animals, and they care about the animals too. So she's trying to wonder why she's flying. So anyway, this is Peekaboo.
Now, do turtles like to be picked up?
Not necessarily. They really prefer, obviously, to be on ground. She's not real happy about being up in the air. But yeah, I mean, doesn't hurt her or anything. She's fine. They can definitely feel everything you're doing if you touch their shell. She can feel that, so we don't like to hit the shell or anything. But yeah, she's okay. She's not bad. And as soon as I put her on the ground.
That's one of the very first pets I had as a little girl. I had a turtle named Hershey.
Well, I've yet to have a turtle. This is actually our first one. Well, first land tortoise that we've taken in. So,
what's the difference between a turtle and a tortoise?
Easiest way to tell the difference. Tortoise is actually for land only. She'll only go in very shallow waters. If she goes into a deeper water like a pond or anything, she'll actually sink like a rock and she'll drown. But a turtle, like we have over there, we have some water turtles. They swim in water all the time. They'll come out on land occasionally, but they like to swim. So that's the main difference.
She's very ambitious. I don't think I've ever seen a turtle walk that much before. All right, Brian, tell us about what animal you're holding right now.
These are red-eared sliders. They're very common water turtles. You're going to see those a lot around here in our ponds and streams. The problem with these, we get a lot of these in all throughout the year. When they're born, they're very small. I mean, they're a lot smaller than this, and you're going to see them a lot of times in like kiosks in the malls, or at least you used to, of flea markets. And the families think they're really cute, and the kids want them, so they get them for their little Johnny or little Betty, whatever. And then they get bigger. So these guys are still very young, but as they continue to grow, they're going to get to be at least this size, if not larger. So when they come into those little tiny like critter keeper containers that they sell them in, so they look real cute, they get a lot bigger. They need a lot of space to swim around. They like to burrow. They like to get up and come out of the water as well and bask in the hot sunlight. So this is at the point that people a lot of times get rid of them. So we take these in, like I said, year-round. They're constantly happening, all just because people want to make some money. They sell these little turtles, and they're cute. But, again, they do get big. They can bite. They can be a little nasty. And you don't ever want to put your finger in front of their mouth because they'll get you. So we get...
Now, do you name all the turtles that come in to your care?
We try to name everything, but at this point, the turtles, we really don't name many because they come in so frequently, and we have to find houses for them quite a bit. We just had this pond made, which now sits in my office, filled with turtles all day. And I've actually, after the expo yesterday, I got some emails and phone calls. Looks like we're getting in probably 3 or 4 more turtles just because of yesterday. So that's the way it goes. That's my job. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Now, are they expressing interest in adopting these animals?
Yes, actually today we have adopted a couple of these guys, and we've had actually adopted a bearded dragon out yesterday who we had taken it as a rescue, who had a broken tail and couldn't use its hind legs, so we adopted him out yesterday. I mean, everything is going very well at the expo, and it's really doing a lot of the exposure that we were hoping for, whether it's getting animals to a better home or us taking the animals in to find a better home for them. So this is great.
Now, these animals, these turtles prefer the water.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But they have a tendency to bite?
Yeah.
I touched his head at least.
Yes, they will.
Haven't sustained any injuries yet, so.
He's still a little bit bigger.
Now, how old do these turtles end up getting?
They can live anywhere 15, 20, 25 years. I mean, they live a pretty long time, and like I said, they do get a pretty good size. And in all honesty, one of the biggest problems that we have with them, when people get rid of them, either they're too big or the fact that their tanks begin to smell. I mean, they're turtles. They do everything in the water, so they smell, and you have to change their water constantly. So, this is just an animal that